Don't overcomplicate it. It's the quote that has resonated with me recently, or the thinking that I've been thinking about. And I feel like nowadays, people tend to overcomplicate a lot of stuff due to, you know, the information overload, the amount of information that we have in our fingertips. We tend to over analyze, overcomplicate, and over optimize the things that we have in our lives. And it's not bad, it's good to like make life the best that we can possibly have. But I feel like over making things overcomplicated, having a complex system around something that we want to do tends to waste a lot of time compared to just doing the thing that we initially wanted to do in the first place. You know, it's like in every moment you're trying to get the most out of the thing when you will have gotten more had you been just doing the thing that is necessary for that thing. You get what I mean? And I could relate to this because I remember when I was in 11th grade, when I overcomplicated my interaction with a girl that I really like, like I knew her since like the first day because I saw her in like the meetups of all the high school students, and I found her kind of cute. And from then on, I started like really obsessing about her because like, teenage hormones, but admittedly it was my fault. But yeah, it came to a point where I wanted to talk to her, but I was too scared to talk to her. So I devised an elaborate plan just to talk to her. How crazy is that? I optimized, I watch Red Bull content, the thing that you watch when you wanna watch a girl. I tried to find her social media, and honestly, it was a weird behavior. Imagine like, doing all of that and you're not even talking to her, bro. It's crazy. And I've asked, even came to a point where I found her section because we didn't have access to all our sections, like you only know the section that you're in. So I wanted to find her section so I could know her schedule and know when her dismissal is so I could find the quote unquote perfect time to appear in front of her. You know how the rom-coms are? I wanted to do that, I overcomplicated it in my head. It became more complex than it should be. I should have talked to her instead. There were multiple instances where she was alone and I saw her, and she didn't even know me at the time. Now she does, because yeah, but I'll continue that story. There were multiple instances where I should have just talked to her, like, yeah, but instead, nah, I wanted it to be complicated. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to be the best. When it came to a point where 5 months later of doing that, I was waiting outside of her classroom, trying to find the perfect time when she gets out, when I was free. You know how crazy that is? That's weird behavior, bro. And yeah, looking back, it's disgusting, bro. And yeah, I overcomplicated it, but like 5 months later, that all came to an end when I just had the guts to just follow her. And she accepted. It was great. It was as simple as that. Had I done that like earlier, had I talked to her just on my own without overcomplicated it, I would have not wasted 5 months. I would have known her earlier. I would have gotten more time to talk to her, but instead, I overcomplicated it. I over optimize and over analyze the thing that should have been simple in the first place. And because of that, when I met her, I realized how simpler she actually was. And in my head, she became a much more complex character. So I was kind of like disappointed. But so the moral of the story was to just don't overcomplicate it talking to the girls you like. Just talk to her. I know how cliche that is, but that's the truth. You just do it. It's like with self improvement, with like fitness. Another example is fitness. So many people, so many guys. I personally a guy who try to overcomplicate his routine to get the most time efficient, to get the most muscle for his bulk when he's like working out. And what happened to him in the end was he didn't become consistent because he kept on trying to find the perfect workout routine, the perfect diet plan. Had he just go to the gym and just tried random exercises and became consistent, I believe like months later he would have made his own workout plan and he would have made awesome gains. He would have been extremely buff now. Like this happened like years ago and I'm in college now. And this dude was like when I was in like middle school because like some performance becoming rampant in my school. But yeah, the moral of the story is just don't overcomplicate it. Like don't overcomplicate the things that you wanna do. I know that there's so many tutorials, but like just start first. Feel the process before you try to create this constant routine. You should have a routine, and that's true. But keep it simple. Keep it simple. Complexity follows. And that's a rule that I realized because like I realized how happier my days are when I just kept my routine simpler than it should be, where I didn't have to do so many things, so many optimizations in my life. Like, oh yeah, during 10 a.m. I will do this and like XYZ. When I just did it more simply. Like when I talk to people, I try to overcomplicate it to try to be the most quote unquote most charismatic version of myself. And it failed. I was more happy when I was just being me, when I was just listening intently and just being a simple and not applying the fucking 48 laws of power. It really is simple, bro. Don't overcomplicate it. That's the thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Don't overcomplicate your life. Don't overcomplicate your fitness. Don't overcomplicate your business if ever you wanted to build some. And most especially, don't overcomplicate talking to a girl. That's it. Thank you.